YouTube, what's goody, man? It's your boy YTHurricane, bro. We coming out with another video. Too much detail. I don't want to yap too much, so I'm about to jump right into it. Other than COD, I'm definitely a big Battlefield fan. So this is the upcoming year where Battlefield 6 comes out. So just got some updates, and I just want to share it to the channel because as soon as that thing comes out, I'm grinding it. Okay, I'm grinding it. But anyway, let's jump into it, bro.
So we are in the official year of Battlefield. As you guys know, the upcoming Battlefield title marks a return to the franchise's roots in Modern Warfare, which is obviously reminiscent of the iconic BF3 and Battlefield 4 games. And with 2025 officially here, we're going to talk about what we should expect for the upcoming Battlefield game. We're going to talk about the gameplay, the classes, the potential story mode, and so much more. Guys, we have a lot to talk about, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's dive in. So as you guys know, the next Battlefield game is set to be one of the most ambitious projects for EA as well as DICE and the other studios that are currently working on it. EA has assembled what they describe as the largest Battlefield team in franchise history, involving several studios including DICE, Criterion Games, Motive Studio, and Ripple Effect Studios, which Ripple Effect used to be known as DICE LA. But with all of these studios combined, their collaborative effort aims to create a Battlefield universe that encompasses both connected multiplayer and single player experiences, with the goal of delivering an epic Battlefield experience with a focus on a comprehensive live service model, which is the typical song and dance we've all heard before many times before. But with Vince Zampella as the head of Battlefield, I do feel a bit different about this next project. So now let's dive into some of the details that we know currently about the upcoming Battlefield game. Well, for starters, they're finally going to be scaling back from the ambitious 128 players that was introduced with Battlefield 2042, which I thought for some game modes and some maps actually made sense, but for the most part, 128 players just didn't really work with Battlefield 2042. And I think just overall with the Battlefield model, it works better with a 64 player setup. And lucky for us, that's what they plan on doing. The new game will revert to the more manageable 64 player servers, which this change is being done to prioritize tighter and more focused engagements, fostering deep class-based teamwork and strategic depth that we've all come to appreciate about Battlefield games, and also avoiding some of the chaotic and overwhelming experiences of the larger battles. Now, I'm not saying that we don't love chaos. Obviously, I want 64 player small maps with the next game, like Operation Locker, Operation Metro with 64 players was amazing, so that definitely needs to come back for the next game. But you know what I'm saying, like 64 player servers on Conquest and on Rush 64 just fit better. Now, one of the other controversial things that Battlefield 2042 did that they finally corrected at the end of the game's life, I'm not saying that 2042 is completely dead, but you know, it kind of is, let's be honest. So responding to the player feedback, the controversial specialist system has been discarded, hopefully this time for good going forward. The franchise is set to return to its tried and true class-based structure, with the goal of focusing on traditional roles such as assault, engineer, support, and recon. That move is expected to restore the tactical and class-based gameplay and balance that longtime fans associate with the series. Like, class system is Battlefield. Like, if you don't have classes, are you really playing Battlefield? I personally don't think you are. Granted, I did love some of the specialists with 2042, but overall, the class system is the way to go with Battlefield. Bring us back to our roots. That is what the next game deserves. Now, next up, in terms of the map design, the devs are committed to creating maps to strike the balance between scale as well as tactical depth. The goal with the next Battlefield is to avoid the overly spread out design, which was in 2042, and bring back the good map design that we had from games of old. Like, the scale of the maps should definitely be there, but it should feel like a Battlefield game rather than just like a walking simulator waiting to get to the next engagement. I'm not saying we need something like Call of Duty, but more like Battlefield 3 maps and Battlefield 4 maps are the future, in my opinion. I mean, even using inspiration from BF1 and BF5 is perfectly fine, as long as all of these structures and the points of interest are strategically placed and have meaningful layouts that really enhance the overall infantry as well as vehicle combat. There should be a good balance between the two. Like, you shouldn't have maps that are like overly vehicle heavy and then some that are just like impossible to use vehicles on. It should be a mix of both. Now, obviously, there should be some maps that are infantry focused and then others that are more vehicle focused. That's fine, but as long as the majority of the maps have a bit of both, I'd be fine with that. Next up, let's talk about the game modes for the next Battlefield game. Now, obviously, everything is under wraps for the new modes and stuff like that. There's probably going to be one big new mode that they feature.
Now, if you guys have made it this far in the video, if you're a Battlefield fan like me, write down, let me know down in the comments down below, because I want to know who all plays Battlefield, who played 2042, BF3, all that. Let me know down in the comments. Also, to help me out tremendously, bro, hit that like button, comment down, and smash that subscribe button for me, bro. Have you did it? I'll wait. Let's jump back into the content, baby. Let's get it.
Whenever it comes to the marketing, but from what the development team has hinted at, it seems like they're going to be taking a back to basics philosophy, meaning the return of the classic Battlefield modes like Conquest and Rush. Hopefully it's Rush, not Breakthrough. Like, I don't mind Breakthrough, but I definitely prefer Rush. Like, if you're a Battlefield player, I'm sure you guys are in the comments as well, that it's like either Conquest or it's Rush. Those are the two core modes that need to be a focus in terms of the main multiplayer modes. Obviously there's another mode that we're going to talk about in just a bit, which is going to be a bit bigger, but more on that soon. Let's next up talk about the single player component of the new Battlefield game. As you guys know, the development of the new single player campaign for the Battlefield series has seen a bunch of changes, unfortunately, especially with the departure of Marcus Leto, who was the studio director at Ridgeline Games and the co-creator of the Halo series. If you guys didn't know, Marcus Leto, who founded Ridgeline Games, was focusing on a narrative driven single player experience within the Battlefield universe, left Electronic Arts in late February of 2024. His exit was confirmed via his social media accounts, where he also mentioned taking some time away from games to explore other opportunities, which that right there is not really good news. Whenever you have somebody like a Marcus Leto, who founded Ridgeline Games for EA, leaves the studio in February, and the game is set to come out this year sometime, hopefully, it doesn't really bode well for that project's future. But following Leto's departure, there was a shift in leadership at Ridgeline Games, and EA also announced that Criterion Games would oversee the single player development to ensure continuity. So despite the big shakeup over at EA for Ridgeline Games, Criterion is overseeing the development, so I'm sure that we will at least get a campaign at launch. I don't think it's going to be a situation where, since Leto left, we're also not going to get a single player campaign. That is still happening. Whether it's going to affect the quality or not, I don't know. I'm usually happy with the Battlefield campaigns, but I really hope this one is next level. Only time will tell though. Either way, you can't deny that his departure did raise some concerns about how this is going to impact the quality and direction of the single player campaign. However, EA has reassured that the work on the Battlefield universe and the next entry of the series will proceed with the involvement of various EA studios, including DICE, Ripple Effect, and Criterion. So all three of those studios are going to ensure, or at least hopefully ensure, that the single player game stays on schedule and has the quality of the rest of the project, assuming that the rest of the project's quality is as good as we hope it is. Again, we've been here, we've done that, we know this song and dance. Until we get the game out and we actually are proven wrong, I am very skeptical about the next Battlefield. So next up, another mode that is set to happen with the new Battlefield game, and that is a free-to-play battle royale mode, which that is currently being developed by Ripple Effect. So the mode will follow a similar strategy to Call of Duty Warzone, which that will be a standalone free-to-play experience that also ties with the premium game. It's set to feature two different game modes, the classic battle royale mode, as well as a new mode called Gauntlet. And apparently in Gauntlet, teams compete in objective-based missions, with the lowest scoring team being eliminated after each round, which that does sound pretty interesting. Now the battle royale mode will obviously be set in the modern era, as well as the regular main game. And according to Insider,
I'm gonna be real. I'm really excited for BF6. Like, Black Ops 6 was cool. You know what I'm saying? They're in the worst state right now. I don't even want to talk about it on this video, but I can't wait for Black Ops 6 to come. I mean, not Black Ops 6, Battlefield 6 to come out. I'm like really itching. Like, I'm really excited, and that's honestly what I'm waiting on. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna push out so much content of Battlefield 6. Pathetic, bro.
it is set to have a tropical setting. So according to Insider Gaming as well as Game Rant, apparently it is Ripple Effect with Byron Bede, who's at the helm of the upcoming Battle Royale mode. Apparently Bede has experience leading live service for Call of Duty, which at least that sounds like some pretty good news, but only time will tell. Now the mode is also set to include the signature destruction mechanics for the Battlefield series, with caliber-based destruction, and you'll also be able to pick up and move down teammates. I'm definitely curious to see how this mode does. I thought that Firestorm was a solid battle royale mode, but it really didn't benefit from the fact that you had to pay for it. So maybe this is Battlefield's final opportunity to actually make a BR mode and have it be somewhat successful. So next up, we have some comments from the CEO of EA, Andrew Wilson, who has expressed some enthusiasm about the project, stating that he has played parts of the game with the development team and couldn't be more excited about it. He highlighted that the upcoming game is a tremendous live service, suggesting that EA has learned from the past challenges with Battlefield 2042, and they're focusing on creating a live service that will engage and retain players over time, which that right there is the classic song and dance we hear from Andrew Wilson all the time. And I will remain skeptical until the game comes out, and at least a month after the game, I probably won't even review the thing until we actually play it for a month plus, because the honeymoon phase of Battlefield Battlefield 2042 was pretty solid, but then I realized that, oh crap, they don't have any content plans. We went basically 8 months without any new content or updates, and it's like, dude, I do not believe a single thing that they say until I actually play the thing. Say it with me, guys, do not pre-order the next Battlefield game. We've been here, we've done that. We are not falling for it again. So next up, let's talk about the release date as well as the expectations. So at this point, we don't have any specific release date. Nothing has been announced. There are indications that the game is targeting an October 2025 release date, but until we get a reveal event or anything like that, everything is kind of up in the air. My main hope for the next Battlefield game is for them to just focus on a game that
all I know is coming this year. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. That's all I care about this year, bro. Come on.
Not only entertains, but also rebuilds the trust within the core Battlefield community and return the series back to its roots, back to the glory days of Battlefield, while also expanding on new possibilities. But yeah, guys,
all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. It helps me out tremendously to get into that YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.